Hello, hello, and welcome. This is Julie the Jewel Design, and you see my little cluster mess here. I thought today, like I said, I'm finally getting to the ephemera. My ephemera session here. Oh, okay. I'm a little out of sorts, but I thought, I need to craft, I need to get going, I need to get the juices flowing, which being on the camera with you guys always does that. I get going, and then it's just like go, 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 go. So as you see, I have mini cards, flags. These are supposed to be instantly back journal cards. So when you fold them and glue them, itty bitty. So we'll see if we can fold those a certain way. Flags to glue onto things. Little August card because of the coloring. Miniatures of my calendar cards, which of course now I realize those dates were legit at the time. Now they're just cute calendar cards of any year. But we are using guest checks, time cards, and printouts to create the journal cards that we need, right, for our altered floral collage altar book. So I love our combinations of things, but we have two different time card bundles with two different time cards in it. There we go. This one's just green with the beige on the back, and then the other one's a little shorter, and it's green on one side and red on the other. It's in different print. My cat is just going to town. So, give me one sec. Sorry, I knew I would just be frustrated if I could hear her the whole time. She's roaming around the garage, and she gets so mischievous. Okay. She's not even my cat, but we redid my daughter's room, and she's loving it because there's all these new hide holes and places to check out, and she's just like wanting to spend all her time in my daughter's room, which is really funny because that's the last thing my little one wants. Where? Oh, there you are. Okay. So, she doesn't mind her in her room for a while, but after a while she just wants to hang out in her room at night, and she's like, I want to sleep. I don't have to worry about her coming and going. So anyway, we have a time card bundle in the shop. We all come and go working on these because I think they're great because you can fold them up, stuff them, pock them, just decorate them. They're nice large tiled journal cards for skinny journals. You can decorate these decorate the front really fun, and then you have a writing card in the back and all kinds of other things. Sorry, my hands are really bugging me today. So I thought we could fold one up, maybe decorate just the other one top to bottom because we do have, they stick out. But if we cut it more of a tag, then we have a tab ordeal, right? So I went ahead and I had a collage left over that we're going to decorate at some point. I'm waiting to see what comes to me. And so we'll tone some of this down, but this one I thought felt great to fit in here, right? Then if I finally got that one done, so that's what we're hoping to put one of these in. This is so stiff, guys. Wow, I don't know. I'm really not regretting, but I'm really worried about this thing now that it's all like drying and it's all here. It doesn't move much, and so, like a book, right? But I'm wondering if, depends how we do this, maybe I'll have to think about it. Being that it's a top-loaded back here. Remember, we were debating on a top-loaded pocket. If we put this in here just right, let me see what goes on. Yeah, if we did a really deep cut, it would be sort of cool to have a tab here in the back of the book, right? So it had this beautiful tab thing. Now I could cut a little off, fold it down and cut it. Something. Maybe we'll get crafty with it. So it is a little long for this book, but they're really great for the skinny, tall journals. So there's that to keep in mind. Our journals, I'm just looking to see if any of this works. If I'm going to... That one would. One of them would. The other one might get lost. So we'll have to see. This one is definitely... I don't think I'm going to glue across here. You're just going to glue down this one side. So you have this whole pocket to tuck into. You're just going to see that corner. So there's that. This one I'm really stoked about. I haven't decided. I know the back is going to have our girl on it with laces and pretty blues and all that stuff, but I'm not sure what the front's going to be, if we're going to match it. I know we've been trying to keep, this sort of has the same color scheme and feel, so it all went together in a way, right? So I'm going to have to look to see the other pages we printed and see what other ones go with this. And I think there's another page that sort of goes with it. I'll have to see how we can use it. So anyway, but I'm sort of seeing what our ordeals are. Now, on the other end, this page is really great. We have a writing here. So I feel like we need a really flat but standalone like journal card here that's sort of like a writing board to help keep these, pretty stout. So what I'm wondering is, I know it's supposed to be just ephemera, but the ephemera I feel it needs to have its purpose, right? So what I'm wondering is, I got one of these two done. Haha, I'm just not getting rid of it. Oh yeah, it totally fits. So if we cut this down, it fits in here. Now I'm keeping in mind that we could very well be doing a ring journal out of this thing real easily. We'll see. I guess I'm just going to keep going through it and keep taking out the pages and hope it all stays together. But these ended up with a really, I don't know, guys. Sorry, I'm questioning that. So anyway, and we don't go in all the way. You know, we leave some room here. If it stuck out a little bit, it would be okay. But I wanted this, as a whatever. But I wanted to see how much of this around the edges I could leave. So I can either cut this down a little bit more so that you can see the border of the coffee dyed paper. So this is an easy ephemera where I can cut each one out, slightly border it, cut it, right? Now the two together aren't extremely thick though. And so what I was wondering is, what did I do with it? I had it in my print. Oh yeah. I was thinking about adding an oddball, what's the word? Layer. Sorry, got so many projects going on everywhere, or the want to. I have 2 or 3 new projects that I have out here that I'm thinking about doing something with. But I found some tea-dyed, cat is going to be the end of me. Tea-dyed paper towels. I was just using them, right? And doesn't mean I have to do much with them. I do have a project for 1 or 2 of them. But I was wondering if, if I sewed it, this would be cute. I won't be able to do the sewing part right now, but I was wondering, about the right length, right on top, to put this in between the layers, right? And, so if I wouldn't cut it down then, and put it between the layers, have it and then sew it. It would make it a little thicker. You could still write on it because something is soft enough. It's not super. But I thought maybe that would be fun. I don't know. Lightly glue it and then sew around it. And that would give a really interesting, effect. So real easy. A few layers, a little inking. And what do you got? You got something going on, right? So, okay. Hope you're all doing really, really well. Welcome to the channel if you're new. If this was suggested to you and you're still watching, I really appreciate it. I am Jewel Design. I am the owner of Design Journal and Supplies on Etsy, along with the Jewel Design digital shop on Etsy. I do, like this piece of paper you see in front of you, I've done digital creations for all to print over, worldwide in the past few years. Started during COVID and literally started right before COVID. It was all ready to go. Hubby was going to go back to work after chemo, and kids were, in school, and I was like, okay, I'm going to get back to this. I'm going to start something new. And COVID hit. But anyway, it was good because then it means we were all home, and we were all looking for new things to do, and so why not, right? I'm trying to think of how I want to... Anyway, but yeah, I've been doing, the YouTube thing. At first, it was just a few crafts here and there, and definitely revealing the new digitals as they went along, which is probably why the channel has taken so long to take off, get off the ground, because it wasn't really used as a craft thing. It was a, hey, by the way, I made this, and I'm showing off the digital, so to go buy it. Then I do an occasional project with it to really, encourage people to buy it. And so it worked for a while, right? So that's what we did. And then I'm debating on whether or not to leave it haphazard and not worry about it being perfectly covered. I meant to ink that and I didn't do it. But I think we're going to keep it inside. I don't think I want too much excess anything right now. So, yeah, so I was doing the digital thing, and then little by little I continue to add in, more crafts and projects, and really encouraging people to see the potential or a new way to use it, or maybe how I intended someone to use it and the way I designed it. But the death of my husband sort of threw my digitals into a tailspin. I did great that first season. Holidays, right? We were already in the groove. He was always my inspiration. He was always my motivation to keep going and help out. And so once the Christmas season was done, I did a few things. I think, you know, digitals here and there, pages and people. But I would say it's been a good year plus since I've done any real good digital. I just can't seem to get it together. I took all kinds of wonderful photos, and I'm struggling to get them. I need to just grab them, I think, and cluster them. Like, just grab a photo and take a random chunk of it and just throw it on a page and throw flowers and documents around it. And I think I just need to just do it, but it's easier said than done sometimes. When you have too much to choose from, you know, from photos to images to downloads to, you know, programs you have to take all this stuff in. You know, I'm always feeling I have to create this, like, landscape scenery, you know, photo. And it's like one of those things where I love seeing, like, interior designers, and they put these great rooms together. But if you look really close, it's like, can be like 4 or 5 different patterns and different colors. And I try to grab those things, and I go, I can't mix them. I can't mix that. I can't mix that. Those 5 patterns with that solid. I can't do it. You know, oh my gosh, it's terrible. We all have our own hang-ups when we do things. It's hilarious, right? So I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, it's I have these great thoughts or visions in my head, like any other artist, and then I go to grab what I have, and I go, huh? I don't have the same feel. It doesn't have the same concept. Huh? Wait a minute. So like I said, I have a number of these pages, or this is probably the only one. Oh, maybe I have more. So these were considered 5x7 piano pages. They're duotone, so they have a little lacing, good gadgets in them, and they're great because they're side by side too. If you back them, or if you print, you know, one of the other pages behind it, a background page on the back side of them, they're a great, different size, especially if you are doing a standard 9x6 book. Then, you know, having a 5x7 sort of thrown in there gives us some different sizes. A lot of ladies do it. They just grab different size pages and papers and whatever, and they just, you know, throw them all together, and it's a great look. Again, you know, retentive. But, okay, so we are doing this to give it some more thickness, right? Give it a new sound, a new whatever. What's on the back side? Oh, it's light enough. Good, okay. I do want it light enough to where we can write on these. I think I'm using Fabric Tech. I've been using them, but I think at least gotta wait for this thing to do its job. I don't want to do one of these. I won't do both, but I want to show you how that comes out, and then we can go from there. I'm like, wait, I won't do everything. I won't do both. I don't want to spend the whole time doing that. I want to do different things. Ooh, oh, there's 2 layers there. Oh, well, I sort of want that, though. I'm like, oops, okay. It's like, why isn't this glued down? Because there's more than 1 layer. Ay, ay, ay. Alright. Let's get you. I am going to sew you. I didn't have to be perfect with this. Definitely sewing you now. I'm like, gotta find my brown and my black. We are so... we are so doing this. I forgot paper towels are not single. They're 2 to, like, tissue paper, or like, well, toilet paper, tissue paper, everyone call it. Everything is 2 to 3 ply, right? Duh. Oh my goodness. Though that looks really cool, though, because you can see I don't know if you guys can, but there's the pattern of the paper towel, and then what's left over of the tea dye on that one. That was actually a really cool thing. I'm like, that looks really cool. I have to keep that in mind. I want to do this big shot project, and come on, baby. I think I leave this on its side today. It's not cold out here. It wasn't bad. I don't know. Got about 73 in the house yesterday. But, alright. So I guess we're going to keep those funky layers. It's just going to be there. I'm not going to keep stressing about this. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's just see if I can get what I can in the middle. If it's a little loose, we'll see. I always go back once I sew it and decide what I want to press down, if anything, right? You're not coming out very, there we go. I'm like, you're coming out very, there we go, very, sporadic and sticky, which, yeah, all this weird weather. It's not gonna be pretty. I mean, it's supposed to be nice right now, but it's like today is our, I think, was it say 80? Yeah, Monday was supposed to be 80 degrees. Monday's gonna be 80 degrees, and it's like the coolest day we're gonna have all week. Every day is gonna go up another 3 degrees. So by the time next Monday comes around, my daughter's birthday, it's supposed to be like 92 degrees. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay. Just enough to get the job done so it doesn't move around on me. And we're just going to eyeball it, of course, because, well, I'm not going for perfection. I wish I could tear and rip it. I could do the torn paper look like I did for that one purple tattered book, but I don't think I want to go that rustic at the moment. I think just getting, how do I do that? Bottom, huh? So I guess I want to make sure I want to do, oops, go back this, yeah. Same way over here, and then I'll cut, and okay. So, yeah, I won't remove that quite yet. I want potentially a full strip. So, actually, let's do this. I'm really, really stoked, though. I bought, like, the 2-pound bag of dyed papers. Oh my gosh, it's just been so nice knowing I can just go grab some. And so, yeah. So here, let's see. Yep, okay. Okay, give me 1 second, and because I'm just on a roll, and then we'll get back to where we were doing. Okay, so we have these two. I love the look of them. Sort of show, sort of don't. Really don't care. We're gonna zigzag, or one of my fun, I don't know, one of the fun ordeals. And once it's done, we definitely can. I'm gonna have to definitely add some serious, what's the word, inking to the edges here, where you know, where it's not dyed all the fun colors. So anyway, we'll definitely, I'll sew it and I'll ink it really good, and then these I think are going to be great in here. Sort of neutral, sort of sticks, doesn't really stick out. I get it. It does fit in here beautifully. And if we end up making these a 3-hole and they stick out a little bit, I think that's going to be a nice effect also to have that edge. So either way, it's great to go, and I think it's going to help make it sort of its own writing board to write here on the back, and you've got another card to write on. So, ta-da, right? Woohoo! If I get the other side done, then we've got that going. Right, one of these days. So, it didn't take me that long to do the first one. I started to go, but I keep getting sidetracked. It's nothing new. So, okay. So, our first set of ephemera, real simple. I just took paper. I took coffee dyed paper because I didn't have these back because they were on thin paper to begin with. I didn't even have them on cardstock because they're pages, right? So I took 5x7 pages to make large journal cards by backing them with coffee dyed and putting a little, some kind of material in between it. In this case, I used a 2-ply paper towel to give it a little bit more thickness. And of course, all kinds of yummy noise. So I'm really stoked about that. Okay, so really, there you go. One really simple piece of ephemera. Easy peasy. Now, I feel like a need for a major. This ripped when I pulled it off. You normally, yeah, you right there it's perforated and you get that feel, and it just happened to rip sort of interestingly. So I'm trying to decide whether to cover up the guest check word and sort of overlay it. So my thought is I could ink it and, you know, we can have this kind of torn, tattered feel. And we just don't want to use the guest check wording. Or we can do it on the back side. This back side has nothing on it, and I could totally deck it out by going backwards with it. If I can get it to do what I want it to do. And do it that way. I think we're going to do it that way. Alright, because we have some really pretty coloring right here on this lovely piece we tore off. Okay, so let me get something I want to do. Let's use the... Oh, so we're just decorating today. We are, you know, using new old school print, but, you know, print work. Stuff that is not, I mean, guest checks have been around forever. They're a receipt, right, of some nature. And, of course, they're brand new, but they have a great feel to them. And then I'm going to use that in some form later. Haha. Okay, let's do, we're going to let's get our glitter glue on today and see if we can get it going. So, yeah, so Lizzie's room is coming along nicely. Her shelves are up. Having complications with that wall, that's for sure. It's not, we went to use the hardware that they gave us for these new brackets. Metal wrought iron brackets, really cute. 2 per every 40-inch shelf we used. Painted them the dark army green that she wanted as an accent. Looks better. We did the army green with a on metal brackets, like shiny metal, standard old school brackets that I painted purple, so I went and painted them the gray, and not as great. I'm gonna have to go back with either. I have a what is it? Like a silvery bronzy color for outside. It's shiny, but it's just the coloring. It needs to have some depth to it. So I got to do some brush work with a spray paint and see if we can like tone down the weirdness of the other brackets. But the new ones, look at that, super easy, right? The new ones are gorgeous. They're great. But the hardware they gave us, like they gave you the sheetrock like plastic pieces to help you like it helps you grab on, right? So that your screws don't come right out of the shelf, out of the wall. And I don't know what they gave us. It was weird. They didn't want to go in all the way. They kept bending. So I thought I had it going, and then like I had one wall, and it just pulled right out. It just would not really stay in, and I couldn't get them. Oh, it was terrible. I was like, what the heck? So I went, pulled them out, tried to put a little bit of putty in them because they got a little big, trying to get them out. They were just terrible. And went and got new ones for the screws that they gave us. And that was great, but the holes the thing is the new plugs were a little smaller than the holes they went in. And first they felt like they were okay, but I'm watching one bracket, the 2 on the top, so they pull away from the wall. I'm like, seriously? This wall is just not my favorite. It's never done well. My husband got them up, and I wish I never took the shelf down. I really wish I'd painted it right around it. We should have just painted it to blend into the wall. And then if I had to, I should have just taped around everything we needed and just painted it like a different color or something. Like I should have painted them all around it. I just should have. Doesn't mean that I would have had a pink strip whenever I did finally take them down. But it's so funny that this is always upside down. Though when you give them this part, right? So I'm wondering, do we do the same thing and bring it up? Make it a very thin little pocket. Because, I have itty-bitty things. I have all these cute little tickets and stuff. I wonder if... What if we did it to where we could put tickets and little things in it, right? And this definitely needs to be toned down, though. This is pretty... That's a lot. And I'm putting all my fun goodies all in one pocket. But... I can't help myself. So maybe we won't do all of this. Let's do, like, what are these 3 different sizes, right? Put them in there. And then this does need to be broken up a little bit because it is a little thick. I have stickers and stuff, but those are going to blend right in. I think those are going to go on the other one. Even though they blend onto this too. I love that on that. Okay, so I think we're going to decorate this one with some of my see-through vellum stickers. And butterflies. It's super pale. There we go. No, this pale one could go on there because definitely it will pop. That's a solid one. Let's see. That's more of a solid one I have to cut out. Which could help if I cut it out and glued it down. And that... But we have a little bit of this left over. So I think I'm going to tear a little bit of this up one side just to break up the pink a little bit. So, okay. We are getting somewhere. That's what I want to do. I just wanted to take bits and pieces and layers and just go for it. Now I can, let's see, I know it's torn. Well, I can always put that across there to help bring the front to the back. Of course, making it smaller, but it's okay. What am I thinking? I don't know what I'm thinking. I hate to, cover it up. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know if I want to use that there or somewhere else. Now we have in the back a nice and line. Now the nice thing is because of the back of this one, if we're really careful, you can still write on it because it has the lines. Doesn't matter what this part is, right? I don't want to cover up every little thing, but I do want to cover stuff up. So what if we just do... I know, who knows? I thought, well, let me cut this up a little bit. We definitely want a torn rip version here, I think. So, even though the edges are ripped, it's not going to be what I'm going for. I think we're just going to sort of want that uneven feel. I don't want a perfect up the side. There we go. I don't think I want a perfect up the side. I want some... Because we do put the flower and other things on it, it's so going to take care of the problems. So, get some ink. So you might get 2 videos in a row. Wow, I had Sunday last night. I know the tattered the pages, which I know the altar book pages themselves aren't like super fun. So I was just sort of doing some interesting layering, so I thought I'd bring you along. The next video will definitely be that blue. If I can get it together, it will be that blue lady coupling. But I'll make sure I've got it pretty organized so that we can get through the paper lace flip and all of that. So we can at least accomplish the back and the flip, and then I will have the ideas for the other half, and hopefully they work too. But sorry, that was a weird noise. I was like, I don't know if it was my stomach or what that was. Nothing you could hear, but I was like, I don't know. Okay, so we got that. This one is not a sticker. Oh, those aren't stickers. Okay. All right, well, let me get some fussy cutting done here really quick. And I'll be right back so that we can move forward and not be like sitting here for a month of Sundays. Hold on. Okay. So got those. Good. My Kiki decided to finally settle in. All right. So I am definitely going to take my fussy cuts, and I'm going to, I'm running out of, I need a green one too, huh? I don't need a blue one though at the moment. The only problem is by taking these on and off, you sort of end up ripping everything. Let's see if we can do this. I'm having all my colors sitting here. There we go. I like to sometimes, I mean, there's great times when you just want to ink, vintage photo on everything and you're done. But sometimes I want to enhance the coloring in the element of the area, the element of the fussy cut. So in this case, it's a lot of green down here. So I want to use the green. There we go. Especially when there's so much white in there. I'm going to use the green to make that a little bit more prominent. And that's the bundled sage, one of my absolute favorites. And then we have the fun sugar, our pink flowers. I want a shadow. I want to enhance the edges, but really just keep to the coloring to the best I can of the item itself. I don't always just want to give it a antique, shadow. Now, of course, if it's still not enough or it seems too dull, I will go back a little bit with this, just a little bit on the tips, just to make sure it doesn't like blend in. Because yes, it's pink and it's pale, so it might very well do just that. Okay, so I'm thinking we're going to do this. And then combination of, now because it is going on pink, I think we're going to do both. Like I said, I love when we do the oxide and then sort of follow up with the ink, the distressed ink, the vintage, the photo ink. Definitely seems to doesn't take as much. It definitely holds on to the oxide better than just putting it on the paper. I noticed. So I was like, oh, so when I just want a hint of it, because yes, we don't want to completely, I can barely tap it and it definitely adds to it. So anyway, so we're working on the shelving unit and it's doing okay. I mean, like I said, the two are pulling away. One is stripped for some reason. It's not screwing into the sheetrock doohickey. And I'm not sure why. And then, which is annoying in its own right. And then the other one, you know, is the hole's a little bit bigger than the sheetrock ply thing. So I don't know. I'm really afraid that I'm gonna another set of holes, but I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to move them. Then I'm gonna have to, you know, take everything down off that shelf and move the whole thing over so I can make new holes, because the blue things are fine. They're that are holding the or work well in its own right. I just don't know why it's, you know, why it's just giving me such fusses. I don't know. I know my dad's like, well, find the studs. And I'm like, yes, but that may not work with the aesthetics of where we want to put the shelving unit, right? Where we want to put the shelves. So I'm like, she wants them in a certain height. She wants them in a certain place. And as it is, I'm going to have to mess with her what she wants, because I have a feeling I'm going to have to move it over left or right. And, okay, what happened here? You know what? I left it open for a second. So whatever was in there. Come on. Yeah, she wants them in a certain spot, and I'm like, oh, I don't think you're gonna get what you want, boo. So I'm really bummed, because I don't want things to fall down. I don't want them to rip off the walls. We already had that problem. I don't want to bend or ruin, and I don't want to gouge the floor or like her new dresser because the shelving unit, you know, fell down. It's just like, So yeah, one went up. I mean, yes, I didn't like the brackets that they gave us. They were a pain in the you know what. So if I take them out, though, like, I don't have the same problem with the other one. Like, they're not going to stay in there. I mean, so it's, oh, there's always one project, one piece of the project that just makes me cringe. That I'm like, why? I don't feel like I need to have a man in my life to be, you know, I don't feel like I have to have a man. But there's definitely times I miss my husband. Not that that man would have had that, like, that could have been a very messy thing for him. I cannot say that he wouldn't have taken it down with me, and then, you know, would have been like, oh, we gotta do this and that, and it would have been just as hellish, but I don't know. Because, yeah, I made the mistake of trying to put them back up in the same, you know, pieces that were already there, and, you know, that didn't hold at all. Once you put those brackets in, you pull them out, they don't really rework themselves, which is my worry, because I only bought, you know, 12 of these things, and new ones, and I'm like, do I really have to replace all of them? Am I going to have to use it 3 or 4 times over? It's a lot of putty, and it's a lot of paint. Oh well. So another frustration, but it is what it is. Okay, so we got these off to the side. Loving that, yes, the color scheme ended up all blending. Not meaning to, but that's what it happens. We just do. We don't pay attention. Let's see. There we go. I think make a little lightweight pocket. Now this one though is pretty thin, and so I'm wondering, I just realized I did the back on that thing, and we may not even get to keep that. I may need to do some paper behind it, because these are very thin. These are actually great to glue down. The pink ones are nice because they are lightweight, and this is actually something that would be better to be glued down onto something. Of course, I just did that. Or, yeah, I just have to go and add, I won't get to keep the lights, I will have to put coffee dye paper or cardstock or something back here to thicken this up, because, yeah, it's not, well, that doesn't work. I'm just looking to see what I had over here in my silly little scraps. I mean, I have vellum, but that's not any thicker than what I had. And you can't really write on the vellum. You can't write on vellum. The whole point is make sure you can write on the back of it. So, or I just know it's a very light, airy piece of ephemera that's going to go in a shorter pocket somewhere. We're going to have to do something at some point where, oh wait, we have that one pocket, huh? Problem is, I put that in there. These little guys, when I come to pull it up, yeah, get caught. So we can't do that. Can't do that at all. Oh, good Lord. Hold on. There we go. So we can't do that because that gets caught. But yeah, something of that nature. If we make a smaller pouch, we could probably put it in carefully and be able to pull it out. Or it's going as a thank you to somebody. I have some Happy Mail ladies that I could probably send it to too. Well, okay. Well, we were making ephemera today. Didn't mean it was all going to go in here. But cute ways to use up fussy cuts and embellishments and goodies that you may have in your stash. Decorate them up. Well, they're very little, so yeah, they're... I hate that sometimes we have to like back every single thing to make it useful, right? But it's how you used to use it paper too, though. I mean, this double-sided cardstock, all that stuff we just used to print everything on paper, and then you're like, oh, what do I do with it? Oh, let's find other paper. Let's double up on them. Let's do this and that. Very pretty, pink and green. Very cute. But yeah, I'll just have to decide. And now, if I want to put, you know, something light on the background. And get it going. I don't know. Trying to see what I had. I have some. Let me see another piece of paper. Enough where I could. Because this is my nicer paper. And we could. And then rip it up here. And it would give me some, like, weight. Let's try that. Like, we have the scrap. That's what it's for. This one is good because it is totally based off. And this will give me a corner piece to use later. Okay, you've got to quit leaving this open. Oh, that's what gets me into trouble. What gets that into trouble? So I hope you're having a wonderful... I guess this will be Monday. I guess I'll do back to back. Like I said, when I had them out, I'm going to put them up. Now, I'm hoping to get to a couple more videos today, actually. And then just put them up, you know, every other day for you guys. Because, I don't know. Sometimes it's great. You get a video and you're just like, yep, I've got it done and I'm just going to put it up. And other days you're like, well, I got a moment and I just should do them all. Why, you know, catch myself and not sort of like that, actually. Do it that way. And we'll tear it right inside this line here and let it center a little bit. Look at that. I might not be able to save this after all. Save it after all. Let me see if I can find something of a straightness. Go out a little further. Almost. That's the problem. You get going and then you're like, oh no, it's fine. And then you're like, oh no, no it's not. That's not straight. That's not flat. That's not anything. Go from the bottom. There we go. Something. Oh, nope. Oh, my goodness. Wow. That got worse than it started off with. It's gonna be like it's gonna be very much like that. I keep trimming the tree, trying to even it out until well. I don't want to cut that, but yeah, it's really hard to get that in there. It's so hard to get that. All right, that's as good as it's gonna get. Okay, well, you know, I don't know. Right. And I will keep these little pieces. Gosh. Well, wait, maybe I have to do a little bit of work here since it is uneven. I wonder if we can get something underneath it that, just go back to this side where we can see this. And actually, that may be sort of cool. We still see a little bit of the guest check underneath it. You know, I was going to go the other way around, but I sort of like the idea of being able to see a little bit of this. Let me, like, really get some coloring underneath it. And match the more the pinky tones we have on the other side. There we go. Why not, right? I'm almost like, let's just put that up there. And I'm like, yeah, we're just going to get crazy, aren't we? Alright, and hopefully this will help thicken this up a little bit to where, oh my goodness, my things are having conniptions this morning. I left them outside again, which I know better. It's been pretty cool, so the last couple of days finally, so not that it's going to stay that way, but it finally cooled off, so I thought we were doing okay, but maybe not. There we go. Here's the bottom of the glitter glue that you have to put your top. Like the moment you're done, you have to put the top back in it with the needle in it. That even though you know you're working, you can't leave it out. Yeah, it's all jammed up. I think when I had my thing go, it's not really a pressure ordeal, because then it'd be the other way. But there is a lot of glue in there. Oh yeah, I made that mistake, and that's, ugh. My goodness. There's always something, right, ladies and gentlemen? I hope my voice isn't too low. I realize I'm not really talking that loud. But, see, you can see a weird clump of stuff up there, and that's what's probably getting in my way. That's what's getting in my way. That clump is what's, yep, it's pretty thick, and that's what's probably keeping it from doing what it needs to do. It's not being able to get through that. And I'm getting low, which is a good thing. It means I'm crafting. Alright, hold on. Let me take this weird... Oh, it's my... Oh, yeah, it's my dry wet wipe. Okay, I'm like, what is that? I'm like, I'll put it off to the side as my weird glue piece. But see, now I'm starting to see ink coming up, so hopefully make sure it's on tight. Don't do that again. Maybe not. Okay, so we're not going to waste the thing. I will have to clean that all up. Like I said yesterday, I made the mistake of accidentally squeezing the wrong stuff through, and you know, then everything gets all junked up. It is a bummer that because we work out in weird areas that we have to like sometimes bring in half of our supplies into the house or in the neutral zone just to be able to use them. I'm not fortunate yet to have an indoor workspace, but someday soon, I hope. I'm tempted, you know, my daughter's freshman year going, well, you're already home on breaks, and but my luck, I'd move stuff inside, and she'd be like, oh, I can't, you know, we can't afford to do this or that, but I still need to go, and she'd be living from home, you know, on the off days when she's not in school, and I'm like, man, I don't know, or at least coming home to sleep. I don't know. I'm like, sorry, you can come home and sleep, but yeah, I can't really have your room. So sorry. That's the thing, though. She comes home, she's gonna have to figure out how to work some to help pay the bills. I've had to do that budget the other day. Oh, I love our store, but at the moment it's not going to pay the bills. It keeps it afloat. It means everything, you know, I have, you know, once it sells, it covers itself and stuff like that. But there are no extra bill paying right now. So, definitely need your help. Whether you craft for pleasure or craft for selling projects, you need supplies, please come check us out. Alright, so maybe, okay, I wasn't going to do, so maybe I can put at least one of these. I feel like it needs a few, little something. I don't want to cover up what we did, but I do feel like we need to tie it in or do something somewhere. I don't want all of that, of course, so it's pretty though. One in the corner. I don't know. It's the same colors. It's my new peachy rose gold rosette trim. And you know, you keep it like this, or you use it as an applique and you use it in tiny little pieces. So we use it for, I've done both. I've done it down the side, I've done 3, I've done 1, I've done, you know, all of it. So I don't know, down there or up here. I feel like it needs to be up here as a part of the header, but trying to tie it all together, right? I don't know, maybe just smack in the middle. I'm like, here I'm trying to offset it. Maybe it just needs to be right in the middle. Yeah, let's just do it right in the middle, I guess. Let's just go right in the middle. Fill a little something, but nothing that's going to encroach too much. There we go. So we have that. We have a little pocket, thank you pocket guest check. A little decorated, so we use the pink, but we're not completely just one or the other. Super cute. And yeah, it definitely feels a little bit better now that we have, you know, another piece of paper back here. Definitely it doesn't seem so flimsy. I can get a little bit of glue. Maybe it's finally working. Okay. So yeah, I just think that we're It's gonna be a little doable. I just gotta find the right pocket now. Because some of these pockets are really big, so we're gonna have to make some. I'm gonna have to make sure to keep in mind and make some smaller pockets or places to, you know. I can see the pink where I. Okay, there we go. In that putty. So we've got that. We'll have to find a place for it. Find a home. Glues are my. I'm doing this right. I want, you know, I have to keep using it, so I hate to put it on its upright, but then I hate to put it down. So, all right. So we've got that. We did the little ones that are quick and easy. We'll have to glue. You know, we're gonna have to sew those in. See, we'll sew those down. We got large ones. We got little ones. Easy to write on the back. Nice pen. Cute little guys in the front. If I felt things were sticking out or falling out, what we could do is I could put a lace border on this too. I could, do something of this nature. If it felt like it was just not really keeping it in place, I could always add a little border to the lace so that it makes sure it does cover up the thank you. But, yeah, sort of a bummer, huh? Bring it up maybe just high enough to where it just helped keep things in place. So we'll have to keep an eye on that and see how it does. If I just can't find a spot where it's not going to get caught every 5 seconds. I mean, even a thin one like this could give us just enough oomph to, you know, keep it in place, but not really break up what we were doing. But again, it has to make sure we have it in the pocket that isn't going to catch every 5 seconds. My stomach is growling, guys. I am so sorry. I don't think you can hear it, but I can. I haven't done my breakfast yet this morning. I came out and crafted instead with you guys. So I have a feeling we're getting to that point where I'm not getting very far. Mass making did not happen. But as I said, it got the ball rolling. We have these two to sew. I have this one. I got an idea of a nice little sort of floral pop idea over here. Did not get to the time cards. So I'm going to have to see. This one was getting really tall as it owned, so if we fold it up, I think it might make a nice thing again, but we just don't want to get it caught. We can make it into a pocket. You can cut these in half, make them tall belly bands. You know, that could be a fun thing. Maybe we'll do one of those. Okay, so maybe we'll cut one in half, and we'll make two sort of clustered time card belly bands. There we go, that's a thought. Sorry, I always hear something and it drives me insane. But if we do the middle, it gives us top and bottom to either fold down and make it thicker, or places to cut off in case it's too long. So we'll have to keep that in mind too. But okay, so we do we need to fold one up for sure. And make it a tag tape based. We'll make a tab, nice tag pocket time card. And I think we're gonna do some kind of scrappy cluster belly bands out of this one. So that might be fun to do. I'm gonna go here. I got one thinner and one thicker, and that's okay too. So no one says it'll be exactly as you see it. Cut it, fold it, tweak it. I don't know. Have fun with it. So there. All right. So because I always have clusters. I always have chunks of paper left over. That's never a problem. So, though they're stripped, I'll try to keep an eye on the bigger, chunkier ones, and we can do, you know, cluster strip belly bands that we can then put on the pages in places where we decide we have too much going on, even if it is a coffee dyed paper, maybe put some belly bands on it to break it up, or we have something we need to cover or something. So, there we go. Some more things to work on as time goes on. And I'll have to see what we get to, but I have a feeling we are about out of time, and I don't want to go too far with it with you guys. So thank you all very, very much for coming along, helping me get the groove going for the day as we keep moving forward. So I'll work on some of this stuff so I can show you the next video. And then we will work, hopefully well organized, on the next folded pages with the top low two corners and the paper lace flip on the back. So looking forward to all of that. So thank you all very much for watching, liking, loving, commenting, hitting the notifications. Make sure you are told when a video comes up. And I'll see you guys all on the next video. Talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.